Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. Today I want to talk about troubled times in the tech industry, both in India and abroad. Yesterday, the Nasdaq cracked big by more than 2%. Startups all over the world are in serious trouble as money is tightening. When the Fed was printing like there is no tomorrow and giving money away free, a lot of wealthy people use their over bloated assets, value of their assets, to borrow at 0% or very cheap rates to fund exotic bets using venture capitalists. If they took 10 bets, if 2 3 paid off 100 times, they made a lot of money. Companies which benefited and succeeded like that are Facebook and many such companies. So people were always looking for the next Facebook or the next Twitter where they could lay a small amount of money which they could afford to lose. And they borrowed it at very less rates using their bloated assets and were burning cash. Mosio son of SoftBank was got lucky with one such bet in Alibaba. People believed that he had a golden touch and therefore kept pouring billions of dollars into him based on his one successful bet at Alibaba. He kept on making ridiculous bets like WeWork, Oyo, and many such useless companies. To bolster turning at his trade, he bought ARM and a chip designing British company and took it private. He's been threatening to list it. OOC San has been in serious trouble and SoftBank is looking to raise money to bring down its leverage and cut its losses. And therefore, he is not funding any of its startups and trying to scramble out of many such companies. This has resulted in heavy pressure in the startup space, especially two of his companies, which he backed, Ola and also Oyo, are in serious trouble and are unable to raise money and burn cash. In fact, people have now complained about the toxic work culture in Ola. When the going was good and employees were paid a lot of money, nobody talked about toxic cultures. Now that the payment is not there and the pressure is on the promoter, then people are now talking of the language he is using, and some tapes have been released, and and his toxic language and abusive language with his employees. And he himself has in turn retorted that people are here to work, not to have a good time. Overall, things are not good in Ola. Ola in turn fired 2,500 people. Today, a newsletter I subscribe to reports that in this year, Byju's is going to sack 12,000 people. This company is valued at $22 billion and has finalized the 21 results only now. It has to finalize the results for 2022. The the auditors refused to sign off because there was questionable practices. Its co-founder Divya Gokulnath, Ravindranath's wife, announced that over next 6 months they would sack 2,500 people. Now reports are filtering out that total sacking for the entire year is not going to be limited to 2,500 people, but 12,000 people will be sacked right through this year as Byju's struggles to find money. It has tried several fiscal gymnastics to raise money. Unfortunately, none of it has worked. It tried to raise money in the Middle East, even that failed. And therefore, it has decided that it has to thin down to survive and it is going to let go of more than 12,000 people, and more is to come. All this indicates that these companies are in serious trouble and the Fed has forced them to think about profits and cash flow, things which these companies never worried for all these years. Now that there is a gravity in terms of interest rates, this means there is a cost of money and these people have to think of profits. When in the Indian stock markets, Paytm, Nika, Policy Bazaar, Car Trade, and other such companies which are barely profitable, some of them, and some of them loss making with absolutely no idea when they are going to make profits, have lost more than 25% of their value from August. The numbers, percentages may change a few points here and there, but the fact remains many of them have lost their shirt. Even Nika, where I did a short video in my sister channel, has started to trade below its IPO price, in spite of announcing a generous bonus of 5 shares for every share with November 4th as the record date. But you can fool some people sometime, but it is not possible to fool all people at all times. And therefore, even that company, even though profitable, is now trading below its IPO price. Except Nika, I did not recommend any of these stocks in IPO. In Nika, I repeatedly told people to sell out at peak valuations. I just asked you to put money as a roll of dice. I did not do it, but those who wanted to play the dice, I told them Nika would be a great bet, and they have exited with profits. But now, do not touch Nika because markets have got real and are now looking for profits uh, which can justify these price valuations. Nika makes profits but cannot justify these valuations. None of these other companies are in any way going to make sustainable profits. The total value of these companies are zero. Any other valuations you people tell you is a joke. Anchor investors who invested much before the IPO will be eligible to sell 12 months after the IPO period. For most such companies, that period is around the corner. You can expect a wave of selling because these people are sitting at 10 to 20 times profits because they bought a long time ago and the market is still valuing these stocks at fancy prices. Those people will come to the market and dump stocks, and therefore the prices of Paytm, Policy Bazaar, Nika are expected to correct further. In the global markets, Microsoft and Google are also struggling because even though the cloud business of Microsoft has grown by more than 20%, the sales of PCs and Xbox has suffered, and therefore Microsoft has not met expectations and the price has cracked and the stock is trading at a 20-month low. Similarly, the bellwether stock for the tech companies, Google, has also undershot its goals. Total advertisements climbed only by 6%. This is the slowest that Google's earnings have grown in the last 5 years, except for a brief period within the pandemic. People are spending lesser and lesser money on digital advertisements, and this is beginning to show. If Google and Facebook are struggling, Google and Microsoft are struggling, the rest cannot be far behind. Facebook's implosion in stock prices has already commenced because instead of sticking to his core business, he went around talking about metaverse. So he is neither forward nor back, as we say in cricket, caught half cock and plumb in front, and therefore the stocks continue to sink. Stay away from technology. Even when I did an analysis of Google in this channel, I did tell you wait for the correct time. I will tell you when to buy. Google has corrected more than 25% from that day, but can correct more. Wait. Thank you for watching. Be rich. If you like this content, like my video, hit the subscribe button of the channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.